amazing things happen. And I just woke up again today. I woke up and I was like, wow, I just got monetized on Facebook. One step closer to that mentality, one step closer to that ability. I remember days when people would tell me, you can't do this, you can't achieve this, it's not possible, you can't get to the place where you start to believe in yourself. And I'm sitting here in front of you guys today. I'm telling you it is possible. That if you can focus on something, if you could put your mind to it, if you could put your ability to sit down with yourself, your ability to sit down inside of who you are, to start to manifest from within your being, that it will become possible. And I recognize that your challenges that you're facing off against, the things that you're going through, the things that you're looking at and that you're wanting to achieve, they become possible to the person who's willing to continue. They become possible to the person who's willing to drive, the one who's willing to continue when other people give up. And it takes time. It takes the ability inside of who you are to believe in yourself. It takes time for things to happen. It takes time for you to sit down and to start to grind and to start to believe in yourself. And like today, I was down at the lake and I was there and I was meditating, and in the beginning of my meditation it was cold, and by the end of it I was warm inside. And what changes to bring you closer to you? What changes to bring you closer to your ability, that brings you closer to your mentality? And how do you start to utilize what you have inside? And I'm sitting here with you guys and I'm looking at what it takes, and I invite you all to be a part of this network and start to ask yourself that type of question: is what I'm doing today, is it motivation? Is it meditation? Is it inspiration? If it's not one of the three, what is it? And if you can focus, if you can yet but spend a little bit of time of yourself, if you can spend a little bit of time within who you are, within your beliefs, within your skills, that you will achieve things, that it will become possible inside of who you are when you're going through things that nobody else can for you, when you're putting yourself on a page where nobody else will go. You can achieve amazing things. You can achieve things that others would call impossible. And that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about, how do we start to dream? How do we start to focus to that point where we start to have things become possible in our lives? How do we start to focus to that point where what you want to overcome is ready within you? And I'm sitting here in front of you guys today. I'm sitting here, and I'm continuing to grind. I'm continuing to look at the mere fact of what I'm doing and how I'm doing that. And and the people that are a part of this journey, the people that are a part of this path, the people that are a part of this thing that we're doing today, building a network. I see you guys on Twitter and Facebook and YouTube, and I see you guys on Twitch as well there too, and the community is building. It's amazing, and I know that you guys on Twitch are watching or playing video games, and you're listening to my videos, and I know that the people on Facebook are hearing this, with the over 4,000 followers, and we're building every day. We're trying to build a community of people that are positive, a place where we can have that kind of thing for ourselves, where we can start to believe in ourselves even when other people would call it a difficult time, and start to get down to a place within who we are. And motivation, meditation, and inspiration is taking form, it's taking shape, and there are people that are joining the network, that are joining the community, and we're uplifting each other, and we're getting to the place where we find a place to meditate, where we find a place to vibrate positivity, to start to put ourselves in a place where we're focusing, where we're starting to achieve, where we're starting to manifest, and we're starting to utilize that place inside of ourselves. And just like that, I'm reminded that what I do it changes not just my own life but others as well too. It changes yours. It'll change, the people that are around you. It'll change the community that we're building. And a lot of people are facing off against challenges today, and I recognize that. And I want to build a group of people that see that for themselves, that see that they're worth it, that their ability inside of who they are is to be able to overcome those kind of challenges. It's to be who they are on the inside and to manifest from within their being. And so that's what I enjoy about motivation, meditation, and inspiration, is that when we start to focus, other people see us as that. When we start to focus, other people start to overcome it, and we're able to find ways to make it through it, and we're able to sit down inside of who we are. And so when we're sitting down inside of our mentality, when we're sitting down inside of our ability, we find that focusing becomes worth it, and focusing becomes a part of it, and it comes from within who we are. It comes from within our ability. And I'm so happy that I'm building a community of people that are uplifting people. You hearing what I'm saying? That are becoming a part of this, and I'm really excited to announce that we've become monetized on Facebook. The first of the multiple monetization video platforms. I also have the podcast. And it's working in that kind of a way. It's working in that kind of an ability. It's becoming that kind of a person who focuses through their challenges, that focuses to that kind of a place where it becomes worth it. And I'm telling you, you're all worth it. That the things that you go through, the things that you want to achieve, the dreams that you want to overcome, and it's inside of who we are that we got to seek that out. It's inside of who we are that we have that kind of a place. It's inside of who we are that we can overcome and that we can manifest. And if we focus to that place, if we truly focus to that ability, where I remember times when I was sleeping in my van, when I was sleeping at the 24-hour fitness parking lot, and I was going through challenges, and I was in a place where I didn't know if it was going to be possible, and I was sitting there, and I was trying to do it, and I was trying to achieve it, and I just see these little things. I see these little things that start to bring you closer to yourself and to your being, and I'm telling you, it's worth it. And each little victory is amazing. Each little push forward or ability inside of yourselves that you can achieve it, that you can overcome it. And it's amazing that we have challenges, and that we have things that we go through, and it takes that place inside of ourselves. It takes a part of who we are. It takes the ability to sit down and just start to overcome it. And it's inside of that part of our being that we start to believe in ourselves, and we start to believe in our ability, and we start to overcome challenges. And focus to that point, focus to that place and find that ability inside of yourself. It's amazing when you start facing off against challenges. It's amazing when you start to, do things that are amazing. We are amazing human beings, my friends. We are amazing people. We have amazing challenges, and when we start to overcome the challenges, we start to get to the place inside of who we are where it becomes possible. And I seek out to constantly inspire, to constantly um, you know uplift other people, for them to see that they're worth it, to see that their abilities inside of themselves, inside of their mentalities, are worth it. And it's it's amazing that we can do that. I'm building a community that is focused on that. You know what I'm saying? And it's amazing that we are doing so, that we are becoming, like, we are manifesting, we are achieving. And a lot of people are starting to want to become a part of this. And it's amazing how you know a little thing that I started by myself became worth it. And it started to find a way to utilize it. And I I look forward to uplifting you all. I look forward to finding a way to overcome, to continue to grow, to continue to overcome challenges. And it's inside of who we are. It's inside of our abilities. It's inside of our mentalities. And I look at what we're facing off against today, and I see a lot of people that are seeking out that place of focus, and that are in that kind of ability within who they are. And it it's amazing that we can do so. It's amazing that we can achieve it, that we can manifest it. And I'm going to start working on building a platform of events where other people will be able to come and learn meditation with me on a daily basis. And it's amazing that we're going to be able to do that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this ability, and I'm looking at this mentality. And I see those people that want to join in, and I see those people who want to become a part of it, and it's amazing how it's becoming, a network. And so, are we able to do that? Are we able to start to build ourselves up? Are we able to start to build up our beings, to build up our mentalities, to build up our focus to a place where we have what it takes, where we have the ability inside of who we are, and it's just starting to get started. It's starting to grow, and manifest. And it takes patience. It takes true patience. And I have had days where people told me, why are you doing this? Why are you sitting down and focusing? Why are you getting to the place where you can go, where you can start to become, and I'm seeking out, that kind of mentality and that kind of focus, and a lot of people are starting to seek after that. They're starting to seek after that ability inside of themselves, and it's just when we open our mind to that level, when we open our mind to that place inside of who we are, where we start to have what it takes, and each of us have that inside of ourselves is the crazy thing. And it's when we start to want to be there, and we want to be able to overcome it, and we want to be able to really start to manifest. And it really comes from within. It comes from the ability inside of who we are. And we work through challenges together, and we work through places, and we do energy readings, and we utilize that part of ourselves. And it's when you're willing to focus, when you're truly willing to start to grind, when you're willing to give yourself the ability to sit down and to manifest from within who you are, and to really put yourself on a page where you're focused, my friends. And I'm looking at setting up a course here, and setting up an ability inside of ourselves to start to manifest within who we are. And it's amazing that a lot of other people are seeking that out inside of themselves to start, and it comes as a community. It comes as an ability inside of who we are, and to sit down and to achieve is something amazing, and we can do this in our own lives too. We can be inside of who we are when challenges are coming. We can be inside of who we are when we're facing off against things that we don't know are possible. And I look at this first step in that way, in that direction. I look at this first ability to become part of that, to continue to grind on that. And I ask myself that question: if we all have that ability, if we all have that ability inside of who we are, if we have that ability inside of our beings, inside of our vibrations. And I see you all as gifted. I see that you all have talents, that when you're focusing on your dreams, and you're focusing on your ability inside of yourself, that the things that aren't meant for you have the ability to move out of the way, and it's not always going to be easy. It's going to be when you're getting your butt kicked that things start working. It's when you're going through things that nobody else can for you. It's when you're manifesting from within your light, within your purpose, and how do you start to do so unless you give yourself the ability to try, and you're going to go through things, and you're going to try things, and you're going to eventually hit a place where you're wanting to give up. And it's the person who continues to focus that makes it through it. It's the person who continues to grind when other people say it's not possible, when you're going through something that sets you aside, something that sets you on a page, sets you on a part of your purpose. And that is a part of your journey to find that place. It's a part of your journey to find that ability inside of who you are, inside of your very essence, and inside of your very being. And it's amazing that we face off against challenges no different than each other. And it's inside of ourselves where we can start to grow, and start to manifest, and start to become. And I look forward to teaching courses on meditation, and you know, people starting to seek out that kind of a place, and you know, building a community of people that have that kind of purpose, and you know, and how do we do this, and how do we achieve it, you know, and it's inside of ourselves that we we take this, and you know, and it's amazing that you face off against those types of things, you know, when you start to find positivity inside of yourself, when you start to find positivity in your mentality, when you start to find positivity in your ability, and you know, it comes from within who we are, and you know, it comes from within our being, and it comes from within our purpose, and you know, it's amazing that we face those types of things, and it's amazing that those types of things can happen, and you know, it's amazing